Welcome back to part 2 of Discovering Kali Ma. And in this video, we are going to be breaking down the symbolism of this picture from top to bottom. Literally, everything in this picture is a symbol and has a meaning. Let's start with the infamous tongue that Kali Ma has sticking out. It is said that Kali Ma favors people with pointy tongues. These people are said to be touched or called by Kali Ma and consider themselves under the sponsorship and protection of Kali. Kali's tongue sticking out symbolizes her raw, untamed energy and her ability to act decisively, even violently when necessary. While doing my research, I was thinking, where have I seen this tongue sticking out before? Well, let me show you. It reminded me of the Haka tribal dance. The Haka is a traditional group dance by the Maori people that involves chanting, rhythmic movements, and powerful facial expressions. The Haka was performed at this iconic moment at the New Zealand Parliament. Traditionally, the Haka is used to welcome guests, celebrate, and prepare for battle, and is now widely known to be used by the All Blacks rugby team, which is seen in this picture here. And if you can notice, they have their tongues out. The tongue sticking out and the eyes wide is called the pukana. And the tongue sticking out represents power, fiercity, and the warrior spirit. It's also used to intimidate the opponent and show that you are fearless. The look on their face is called the cow, which symbolizes intensity and determination. Now let's look at this garland around Kali Ma's neck. Kali Ma is often depicted with a garland of severed heads around her neck. And this garland symbolizes the destruction of ego and illusion, which are seen as obstacles to spiritual awakening. And the sword that Kali Ma holds is used to sever the bondage of ignorance and ego. Notice the girdle that Kali Ma wears of severed hands. The girdle that Kali wears symbolizes her power to overcome the bonds of karma and the cycle of rebirth, representing the severance of negative actions and the attainment of liberation. The severed hands are instruments of action, signifying the action of karma, and the girdle represents the binding effects of this karma being overcome or severed, allowing the devotee to be freed from the cycle of karma. Now let's take a look at the cobras here that are shown on Shiva. The cobras symbolize protection and transformation, guarding against evil and chaos, and are also linked to spiritual awakening. So what does the blood represent with Kali? The blood symbolizes consumption of the ego and the life force, representing Kali's role of destroying evil and embracing the grim realities of death and destruction. The blood bowl in the hand of Kali can be interpreted as a symbol that there is nothing permanent and that everything will eventually be consumed by time. Most of the time, Kali Ma is depicted with 4 arms, and in some depictions, she has multiple. 2 of her arms are involved with destruction. The other 2 are used to confer blessings and protection. The left hand holds the severed head. The right hand blesses her viewers and forms symbolic gestures such as mudras that indicates fearlessness. And lastly, we are going to discuss the symbolism with Shiva being in these pictures. Kali is frequently depicted with her beloved Shiva. She typically stands upon his body, and sometimes they can be found in images in an intimate manner. Kali is considered the Shakti feminine energy of Shiva, the god of destruction and transformation. Kali standing on Shiva symbolizes balance and the interconnectedness of creation and destruction. What is a Shakti, you ask? Well, a Shakti is universal power or divine feminine energy, often personified as a consort of male deities, and is associated with creation, maintenance, and the destruction of the universe. The union between Kali and Shiva represents the duality of the universe, with Shiva as the passive consciousness aspect and Kali as the dynamic energetic force. But that wraps up video 2. Join me for video 3 as we go into the attributes and ways that Kali manifests herself to her devotees.